So, or 2 CCs, and so there is this blended version, which I think is important. Your support team is primarily going to be me, but again, go through your Vice President of Education so Lisa can get me questions. I'll support her on a weekly basis. I'm actually doing a phone call tonight at 6:30 for 6 of the other clubs, and we'll basically talk about how it's going, where you're at. I'll give my 2 cents on what I think you should guide. I think as a club, it's important to use your educational moments, if you have educational moments in your meeting, to talk about pathways and to do it in bite-sized pieces. So have we logged in? You know, and really kind of, I think it's just, there's no sense in feeling overwhelmed with it. My recommendation, and that's actually my slides, and so if you want, Mabel, if you could get the light. My recommendation is this. Because I know what I said was so exciting that you're going to run home and be like, I have to do this. And but even if you don't, I understand you got to go home and decompress and figure out what's going on. But I would take some time in the near future to log in and sit down and do your assessment and play around with Basecamp. And I say that because I think it's important, and again, this is my version, I think it's important that we as a club kind of go through this together because we're all supporting it together. So even if you choose to do manuals, I would probably run both concurrently because you want to have some sense of what's going on with pathways because again, we're just going through it all together. So it's a good time for us to all learn those things. But I would not feel overwhelmed. You don't have to rush in, go home. You don't have to give your next speech based off of pathways other than Josh. Josh would be required to go into pathways, so you'd have to start with a path. You know, so Kathy, you can go right into your icebreaker through your book and do it however you want, but I would start to get acclimated to the Basecamp, and one is make sure you can log in, you know, and then that's the start. And are there any questions? Yes. No, that's a good question. What you do in your manuals will not translate over to pathways. So you have a decision to make. You can say, will I get done with my competent communicator? Because I think you came in a little bit later, so you missed that there's a transition period. There's a 2-year transition period. So if you think that you want to do your manual, you want to get your CC, and again, I just got my CC. I'm the world's slowest at giving speeches. I'm a perfectionist and can never do it. And so, but I was proud to get my CC, and I finally got it a few weeks ago. And at first I thought, well, I'll just do the path, but I think that there's some merit to that. The recommendation would be if you think you can get through the manual in 2 years, and you're going to get your CC before you're timed out, because it doesn't transfer over, my concern would be you get through 8 speeches and now you don't have your CC and now you do a path and you have to start from square one. That would be where I can see somebody getting upset. And so you have to make a decision based on that, you know. Any other questions? Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.